He like looked back at Dan like, why is Dan
recording it?
Yeah. And he's like, whatever. And then I hit him with the horn, and dude, he got so shook. He's like, whoa! He yelled, fucking jumped. It was the funniest thing. My cousin just texted me this morning this picture of Raiders fans. It was a meme, and somebody wrote, we're going to the Super Bowl. And then she wrote to me, Raiders fans after the win against the Niners. I wrote back to her. I said, a win's a win. But it looks like the Niners fans still crying about, no surprise.
I know. I remember the report trying to ask you. He's like,
hey, so did you know that Conor this and that? And my first response was like, me? Like, I could care less, but I was like, bro, if this fucking leprechaun wants to fight, bro, like, let's do it.
Y'all know what it is, Raiders, bitch.
Just win, baby. Let's go. Yo, what is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Simone Raider with my Oos.
Mr. Fitz, y'all know what it is, Raiders, bitch.
And welcome to another episode of the Oos Nation podcast. But today we have another special guest, UFC Middleweight Brad Tavares, man. What's good, Oos?
What's up, guys? Thank you guys for having me.
I appreciate you coming on. And not only that, you're part of the Raider Nation too, so it makes it even better, you know.
Die hard, lifelong die hard.
It's been pretty tough being a Raider fan. I'm not gonna lie, especially out here and whatnot. But I also want to give a huge shout out to Sub City Studios as well. If you guys are looking to start a podcast or find a place to shoot a podcast, an episode while you're here in Vegas, man, tap in with Sub City Studios. But getting back to my Oos, man, congratulations on your win, UFC 292, man.
Thank you.
I just seen that just the other day against Chris Weidman.
Yep.
How is that? Because I'm not gonna say I know a lot of UFC stuff, but I checked it out, and I didn't even know that was the guy that broke his leg before.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I had to rewatch it again. Like, I remember watching it the first time.
Yep.
But how was that fight, man?
Well, from my perspective, really good, and I have a lot of respect for Chris just because I always say, for me, the GOAT of MMA, of all MMA, is Anderson Silva. You know, like, he was what I thought was like the best fighter ever. Like,
he was a beast.
And he beat him, right?
And exactly, Weidman took him out at the top of his career. You know, so for Weidman to go do that, I was like, dude, you gotta respect him. You know what I mean? Like, I was kind of sour about it because I was really cheering for Anderson, but you gotta respect the dude, you know, for what he's did and what he's done in the sport. Former middleweight champion. And when we got in there, like, leading up to the fight, everybody's big question was his leg.
Yeah.
How is he gonna come back from that? This and that. He's older, yada yada. That being said, like, I've come back from pretty, bad injuries in the last few years. I broke my ulnar when I fought Adesanya, and that was like,
that was the last fight that I was really into.
How should I say this? Like, I hit a lot of bumps in the road to that recovery. After that, I tore my ACL.
Damn.
That's like, everybody knows that's a long recovery.
That's
but fighters, athletes, they can come back from these type of things. So to hear like so many people writing him off just because of that is like crazy to me. And I didn't want to like start going to his defense before we fought.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, I'm like,
you gotta keep that mindset.
At
like,
the end of the day,
whoop your ass.
Exactly. At the end of the day, that's still my opponent. That's still the enemy. But directly afterwards, like, when they're asking me about it in the media, I kind of like told them, like, how I really felt about it. But man, he surprised the fuck out of me because in the second round, I was chopping away at his legs. That was the game plan.
He showed no mercy on his legs.
So I was chopping away at his legs, and I hit him with that first one that he, like, I'm sure they all hurt, but the one that he, like, couldn't even help hiding his, the feeling.
Ooh,
he kind of like limped and he winced, and I was like, that's a wrap already. He's done. I've hit people in training with a few of these leg kicks, not even throwing it as hard, with shin pads on. We both have shin pads on. And it's still like, Dave, like, it stopped them at practice. Like, oh, fuck, like, you just hit the nerve or whatever. So for him to, like, continue on and, like, he showed the heart of a champion. Like, dig deep. He fucking, even at one point, he's, like, calling me out, like, come on, kick me again, which I did. He said, okay. Sure about beating on his chest, like, yeah, kick me. And I smashed it. I was like, all right, you asked for it, boom. But, for him to finish the fight, and for him, like, to get through it. Granted, afterwards, you guys probably all seen it. He had to be wheelchaired out of there. But just shows you his mental toughness and his heart. So, it was everything I expected. I knew he was a great and strong wrestler, and he had good boxing. So my game plan was, just touch, move, and not give him any opportunities.
Props to him. That's a gruesome injury to come back from.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, I was like, man, I don't even know why he would even want to fight again. Like, for me, like, just watching that, but for him to just be in the ring with you and just go as long as he did, it is great, though. And I guess was it kind of tough for you to, like, well, it's probably not tough for you, right, to like, stay away from the leg and whatnot, like, because I know a lot of people probably would think like, oh, that's probably because in the moment you're probably not like, who gives a fuck? Like, I'm gonna go after that. You stepped in the ring,
Not at all. Again, I don't wish anything bad on him, and so let me put it this way.
Yeah.
Every time I threw a kick, I threw it with bad intentions, with the intention of breaking his leg.
Yeah.
But that's how I'll fight anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not
nobody's
just
gonna
because
think...
he's coming off of
Exactly.
a leg injury. That's just the intention behind it. And if his leg broke, of course, yeah, right. Immediately after the fight is done, I would have felt terrible.
Yeah.
But while we're in there, like, if he throws a punch and breaks my jaw or my eye,
care,
nobody's
gonna care.
He'll feel bad afterwards. So that's just how it is. At the end of the day, people gotta realize, like, this is not football, like, this is not like a cool, like, let's shake hands. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm here to
we're
fuck you up.
yeah.
It's a fight.
Yeah.
Oh no,
It's
for sure.
a fucking fight. You're fighting. Like, for fighters, it's a different mentality. It's kill or be killed.
Yep.
No. It's kind of funny because, like, my cousins would be like that, like, when I would play basketball at the park and stuff like that. Me, I'm not like crazy or whatnot. Like, we'll play, and then I'll be like, hey man, good job, good shot. My cousin's like, hey, don't say that shit. Like, he's like, nah, fuck these guys. But then after the game, we'll be like, okay, it's all good, whatnot. But I mean, of course, it's always good to get a win out there, man. And especially in a time like this with everything that's going on with Maui. I seen your your press conference afterwards, kind of talking about it, what's going on out there. I don't know if you know anything more out there in Maui and how people could, like, help out.
Yeah, so definitely, I'm glad you guys asked, because I've been trying to spread awareness and just give the options. So as everybody knows, the fires in Lahaina and all the devastation that they're facing. As far as, like, the donations go, the outer islands, the 9th island right here, Vegas, and even, like, surrounding, like, I know Cali stepped up and a bunch of other places and sent supplies and that type of things. So as far as, like, those type of donations, I think for the most part they're pretty good. So right now, what I think the best way to help them and what they really need is, like, the monetary donations. And when I say that, I'm not like specifically donating directly to the families.
Yeah.
Because you can go ahead and donate to the Red Cross and to FEMA and to this organization and that. But with all the, let's say, the red tape and stuff, like, who knows when those families will see that money.
Politics.
Exactly, the politics. Even if they even see that money. So on my Instagram, Brad Tavares 808, I posted a link. It's up there on my page. You can go check it out. It's at Lahaina Ohana Venmo. And this is a list compiled of families that it's a person that I know that has vetted this page, and these are he's from Lahaina, and these are people and families that he knows personally. Yeah. So it's not gonna be any fake accounts, or you don't have to worry about getting scammed, But if you do wanna, if anybody watching wants to give and donate that way, that's probably one of the best ways. I'm pretty sure. I think so. Kendall Grove, former UFC fighter, Tough 3 champion. He's from Maui, and he's been on the ground since this happened, ground zero, and helping these people. And so he's a great, like, source that you can check on his page. He often posts, like, specific families. Like, if he feels like, like, this family really needs their help, then he'll post. So his Instagram is a good source too, to kind of see what's going on and ways you can help. I believe he just recently changed it. It's the Spider MMA BJJ, I believe, but it's Kendall Grove, former UFC fighter. But yeah, so if anybody's watching, listening, you want to help, those are ways that you can help.
And I'm glad that you bring that up, because not everybody knows where to go and whatnot. But that I think I seen you post the Instagram page. We'll definitely put it out there and try to put this clip out there because I know Maui, the people out there can use as much help as they can.
100%.
And I know other people, locals out here, are trying to do like I think Uncle Frank's Barbecue had like something going on where like if you bought something, some proceeds went there. And I know the Raiders are doing something with the T-shirts that they got going on. But
the Raiders made one. They actually announced it at the Niners preseason.
The Ninth Island.
Those are pretty crazy.
The UFC stepped up and
I seen the one you were wearing too, right?
UFC loves Hawaii. And then Dana, man, he stepped up. He donated $1 million direct to them. So and he's, of course, he's a connected guy. Yeah. He has rich friends, so he said he's reaching out to them. But again, they need all the help they can get because it's not like just like one thing burned down or a school burned down or this burned down. An entire city is gone, like ashes, rubble. Like the day that it happened, I started before we even seen like what it looked like. The things that I was hearing from the people that were there was war zone, apocalyptic. And then you see the aftermath, like the drone footage and like people going in after. That is exactly what it looks like. It looks like something out of a movie or like when they show war zones. When they show like Afghanistan and Iraq and the bomb sites and stuff, like that's what it looks like. It's crazy, you know what I mean? So
and I know it hits home with a lot of people, like especially out here. Like there's a lot of Hawaiians I know out here. I know you probably have family out there as well. And I think a lot of people get caught up with a lot of the conspiracies that's been going on, but I think a lot of people forget about the actual families that are. So I mean, that's why I say it's great that you brought awareness to that, even after your fight. For people to go and check out. But do you have any family out there, like?
So my wife is actually from Maui. They're from Wailuku though, so luckily, all of our family is safe. But my father-in-law, he's real hands-on and helping and giving and a big part of the community. So he was kind of like helping run the shelter that they set up at War Memorial. I know those first couple of days, like they rarely got sleep, like just all the amount of people that they had to try and help. And then two, just like hearing these stories, So it's like I mentioned it in that the post-fight presser too. Is like it's not even just the people that were directly affected that are gonna need like help moving on afterwards. Like the people that are firsthand seeing like the damage and destruction and the loss, man, like they're gonna need like some decompression too. You know what I mean? Like just hearing and seeing all these stories firsthand, like people that were going in there to try and help right after, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, after the fires happened. Bodies still like there, like on the ground, burnt. You know what I mean? Like you see families burnt alive in their cars, just embracing each other, but burnt, like crazy. Crazy stuff.
I heard a lot about it. I know my wife was telling me about it. So it's really sad. Of course, we're going to try to help out as much as we can. People know where
it's Lahaina, Ohana, Venmo. And there's some underscores in there. So for a better,
we'll put it
so exactly. If you go to my Instagram, I've been posting all the time, but it's on there.
Yeah, we'll put the link up in there.
Yeah, thank you.
So I guess getting back to your 292 fight, I seen, are you close to Joe Mazzulla? I seen that he showed you some love and stuff like that. And you wore the Celtics jersey as well.
The Celtics jersey. So it was a freaking funny story. So my coach, Eric Nixick, is like one of my brothers. He texted me a picture. So myself and Cody Garbrandt, one of my teammates, he was supposed to fight on the card, ended up having to withdraw. But he texted me a picture. This was like a week. It was like Friday or Saturday before the fight. So he texted me a picture, two Celtics jerseys, Tavares with number 15, and then Cody's, Garbrandt with double zeros. And then I'm like, fuck yeah, that's sick. Thank you. Like I thought he made him for us. And then the next day, Cody posted a video and he tagged me in it. And he's like, did you get yours? And Eric was wearing the jerseys. And I was like, no, motherfucker, I thought those were ours. Like he juked us. But he made the jerseys for him, but just sent us the picture like it was ours to, you know what I mean? Like,
it's like, where the fuck?
So the funny thing was when Dan Ige fought in Vancouver, he did the same thing to Dan.
Yeah.
So he's like, bro, I'm 0 for 3 right now with you guys, thinking that these are your jerseys, but I made them for myself.
Yeah, to support you guys.
To support us.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, so the story with Mazzulla is he came out during summer league. He was out here and he wanted to stop by, just check out the training and kind of like, you know, talk to us and stuff. Like what is really cool. He's such a young dude. He's like a year younger than I am, I think, or a few months or whatever. But he's younger than me, which is crazy. He's a freaking NBA head coach.
Yeah.
Finals, like. He's doing his thing, but so smart. Like he wanted to get outside of basketball and pick the brains of other athletes and coaches and the relationship between coach and athlete. And the way when I was asking him about it, like, oh, like what made you, you know, like want to do this or whatever. And then his thing was like, well, I look at like when we're in like a series, it's like a heavyweight fight. Like you go out there. You know what I mean? Like you're basically scrapping with another fighter, that other team.
Yeah.
And then you get a day off, and then you got to go do it again.
Back at it, yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, you know, like looking for ways to like how he can like communicate with his team and that type of stuff. So he came in, he spoke with us, Eric, myself, Dan, and it was funny. I was like, bro, like you know me, like you guys see my Instagram, nobody's safe. I was like, hey, coach.
Oh, with the horn?
I knew you were gonna be here, so I brought this jersey. You mind signing it? He's like, oh yeah, bring it in. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I left it in my truck. I don't want it to get dirty in here, you know. and then I like playing it off. I was like, you don't mind signing like somebody else's jersey, right?
Yeah.
And then I told him it was Ray Allen's jersey.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no problem. So he comes out with me. And then I had Dan filming, and it was funny because right before, like, I opened the door, do all of that, and right before I hit him with the horn, he, like, looked back at Dan, like, why is Dan...
Yeah, recording it.
Yeah. And he's like, whatever. And then I hit him with the horn, and, dude, he got so shook. He's like, whoa! He yelled, fucking jumped. It was the funniest thing. But, yeah, so he... we told him, we were like, hey, I'm actually fighting in Boston if you want... like, not if you want to come. Of course, he can come. That's But like, yeah, I would love to have you there if you're gonna be there. And he was like, oh man, that's the same weekend. He went out to go visit Porzingis in Latvia, and so we weren't expecting him. And then fight week, he hit up Eric and he's like, hey, I'm coming back early. I'm actually gonna be there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he came out, he watched the fight, supported. And then right after the fight, when they took us to the back to do like the media and stuff, they went out and grabbed him so that he could come back and like hang out with us. Yeah. But yeah, super cool guy, really down to earth, real quiet and just real solid guy. Yeah.
And speaking of the horn, have you seen his videos?
I didn't see that one.
Okay, so he be getting them with the train horn or whatever that is, like his truck. Yep. It's like a loud ass horn.
Yeah, horn blasters.
Yeah, the horn blasters. So like he'll like that shit's loud, so he'll just like beep it and scare people like just. So I actually checked it out when I knew got like someone like Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson
from the Jets.
Yeah. So Garrett Wilson, I got him, and then
you just do that for fun, like
just for fun, like bro. Like,
that's just hilarious, bro. Like I
gotta go check that shit out.
Yeah, like just.
So I told Wilson. So we were training one day, and it was him, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and there's one other person there. Sorry, I forgot his name.
Was that before the draft too? Huh?
It was after. It was after.
Oh, okay.
So they had already been. Jax had already been drafted.
Yeah.
They were in town for what were they in town for? They're in town for something, and they wanted a place
to train.
Yeah, they wanted a place to train. So my coach Dion Hodges, over at IVI, he trains like he has a really good relationship with a bunch of NFL players. So he was training them, and we came in, and I was like, oh, bro, I'm not gonna miss this.
He's like, hey, come on.
So I told him, I was like, hey, Gary, yo, my cousin is a huge Jets fan. Like, you mind signing something for him? Like, he's like, oh, yeah, I got you, bro. So I was like, oh, I'll look for something in my truck. Yeah. So I walked him out to my truck, and then I told his like videographer guy, I was like, hey, like before it happened, he went in the locker rooms, and I was like, hey, bro, film this. And he had no clue.
Oh, so he didn't even know what was going on.
But he knew that I was gonna do something, and he was filming it. And so he was filming it, and bro, even he got fucking scared when I did it. He like, you see it, he kind of jumps. But yeah, I just been getting people. Any opportunity that I get to get somebody, I'm gonna get them.
Yeah, that was one thing that I just came across that was hella funny. So I was like, oh shoot. So when I was come out to see. I was like,
Yeah.
I was waiting for him to get out the truck.
Bro, at my gym, when I roll up at my gym, everybody starts like doing this. Like, they don't know. Or they just kind of stare at me like and I know in their head they're like waiting, like, is he gonna fucking do
That's
it?
funny.
I was funny because I was like, I wasn't going to see if you could get this guy right.
Yeah,
but I was like, I should have. He was like, oh, shit. Flip flops would have came up. What made you start, like, are you, like, partnering with them? Or what made you, like, want to get, like, a blaster like that?
Yeah, no, so they're one of my sponsors.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, for my truck. They're one of my sponsors for my truck. But no, when I came across them, I had heard people with them before. And the funny thing was, the first couple of times I had heard it, I was like, that's fucking annoying.
Now you're the annoying guy.
But when I got on their Instagram and I seen like them like people scaring people, I was like, bro, like I love pranks.
Get one.
I was like,
Bro,
I need one.
That's hilarious.
Yep, so I got one, and like instantly, like the first person I got, and I knew it was my wife. I made a video too, like before getting it installed. I was like, hey, what's up, guys? Like I just got the train horns just came in, and what I was all worried about is that she was gonna be the one receiving the package when it came in. And luckily, the day it came in, it was when I was at home. It was before training, so I heard the doorbell ring, and I ran over there because I knew it was gonna be getting delivered. I ran over. I got it.
Don't worry about it.
Ran over there, accepted the package, went straight, like didn't take it back in the house, went straight to the garage, put it in the garage, like where she wouldn't see it. And then like was the following week I was having it installed. So I had it installed, took it home, and she kept asking me. She was like, where's your truck? And I was like, oh, I had to take it in.
Oh,
and she's like, I should have came up with a story before that. She was like, oh, what for? I was like, my lights were acting up again, so they're just taking a look at it, and it took a little longer. And then she's like, okay, because I'm always doing shit to my truck. So she's like, all right, whatever. So I got the truck back the next day, and then I was like, we're in the house, whatever. And then I told her, I was like, oh yeah, so they did this real cool thing to my fenders. I was like, you want to see it? She's like, whatever.
She's like, she don't care.
Yeah, she's like, whatever. So we walk outside. I let her walk ahead of me, and then I fucking blasted the horn. Oh, she got mad.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure.
She got mad. And it was funny because I asked her after. She was like, yeah, I swear I was looking at your fenders and nothing looked different. I was like, what are you talking about? And then, bro, it was funny because I just got my mom yesterday.
I was just about to say, I see that one.
I got my mom yesterday. We were on the way to the store. I was like, oh, Ma, you go to the store? She's like, sure, I'll go with you. So we walk out. And the whole time, too, I'm trying to, like, let her go ahead of me so that I can film her, right? And then at one point she like looks back at me while I'm filming, but I just like let the phone down, and because I don't want her to see it, because then she'll know something is up. Yeah. So then I stopped too at the top of our stairs, let her walk ahead, and I fucking hit her with it, bro. She got pissed too.
That's too funny. It's perfect out here because there's a lot of tourists out here too. Like, especially if you're just driving.
Yeah. So that's one of my things that I've been wanting to do, but I want to do it like I need to, like, I don't want to just go by myself and like. With the phone, when I do it like that in the car, like it's kind of harder.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have like one of my boys with me with the DSLR and like filming it good and get people on a strip. We're gonna do it soon.
Go down the strip and wait for all those crowds to pass by.
Oh yeah.
Let's hit it right there.
What I gotta do though is like I already have it all planned out. Like I'm gonna always only do it when I'm going like through a green light, because I don't want to get stuck there. And some drunk fucker like throws a beer can at my truck.
I didn't think about that.
So I'm like, I'm gonna wait till I'm leaving, scare them, keep going.
That's a good one.
You go like, beep, like, oh shit, we gotta wait now.
Like red light or like,
okay. Yeah. So getting back to the 292, man. Another thing that I seen from your presser was the Conor McGregor thing.
Yeah, I seen that this morning.
Yeah,
that shit was hilarious. Did you ever get to see what like he wrote or anything?
So somebody told me he had deleted it afterwards. I didn't. They asked me. They're like, "Oh, it's like an 8-minute rant. You want to listen to it?" I was like,
I didn't even know it was a whole. I just thought it was a tweet.
No. So I guess it was a tweet, but then he made like a
video,
like a voice video. Not. It wasn't I seen somebody post it. It wasn't like a video of himself. It was just kind of like the voice.
Talking
like he was like recording it.
Oh.
Yeah, he was recording it. And I was like, I was like, I ain't gonna fucking.
I
Like,
couldn't
I'm
sit
not
there
gonna
and
listen
listen
to it. Like I could care less, but I was like, bro, if this fucking leprechaun wants to fight, bro, like let's do it, bro. And I'll put everything in his favor. I know he don't want to get his leg kicked. He already just seen what happened to Chris, so we can box. You know, like he prides himself as a boxer or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I know he's on the juice right now because his leg injury or whatever. So I was like, I'll fucking sign a waiver saying that he doesn't need to be in USADA pool. And hey, the UFC, Dana, they have their own little like Zuffa boxing banner. We could do it under there. So we both contracted fighters.
Yeah.
We could do it. But I was like, he probably was just drunk and high and ranting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's like, oh shit,
On
we
one of
delete
his
it right
little-
now.
on one of his little binges.
Yeah, 100%. I was so surprised.
I know. I remember the report
No,
trying to
the
ask.
last
He was
question
like, egging.
hey,
you know,
so did you
like-
know that Conor this and that? And my first response was like, me?
the fuck? Like, I
talking
just got
about
out of
me?
the fight. What? I'm not on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Like what the fuck? Like what did I do to him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But whatever. Hey, if your name is coming out of Conor's mouth, it can only help you.
Yeah.
The guy's the cash cow, so whatever.
So speaking of that, like I wanted to get into how you got into like just even fighting. And I know you're a part of the Ultimate Fighter season 11, right?
Yeah.
I checked that out.
Yep.
I guess the first thing you guys do in the first episode is like you guys like have a like fight or something like that,
Yeah.
or like a spar or what?
No, so you got to fight to get into the house.
Yeah.
So they bring in, I want to say 32 guys,
Okay.
and only 16 make it in.
Okay.
So they bring in 32 guys.
Whoever wins gets into the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I see.
They pair them all up, and then you fight to get into the house.
So I see you fought like a 7th grade teacher. The first.
Yep.
Taught him a lesson.
Bro, no.
I was laughing because when they were introducing, and then I was like, "Did he beat up a teacher?"
Oh, but here,
I know what you mean.
here's the funny thing is so I'm from Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
So this island, we're kind of stuck in Hawaii. You know, like it's expensive to get out of Hawaii.
Yeah.
So I've only ever fought in Hawaii people from Hawaii.
Yeah.
At that point, I only had 4 or 5 fights. Before getting there, and all of these other guys, they all fight out here in the mainland.
Yeah.
And they can drive and take trains and whatever. It's a little bit cheaper, you know. It's a little bit more manageable to do. So a lot of them, most of them, knew each other or of each other. So they knew me. Nobody knew who the fuck I was. I was
Like,
some
who the fuck
21-year-old
is
kid. Nobody knew who I was, you know. So anyway, when I fought this guy, when we got into the house, I was talking to them about it.
Yeah.
And like they're like, dude, like we thought for sure, like, you know, that what's his name, Jordan Smith. They're like,
Jordan
we thought he was a shoe-in because up until that point he was 10-0 by 10 knockouts.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. So he was like and everybody knew who he was. Nobody knew who I was. So they all thought,
Oh
that
yeah.
for sure, like I'm getting fed to this guy maybe type of deal. Because at that point I was only 4-0 and this guy was 10-0, 10 knockouts.
Yeah.
So they paired us up. I ended up knocking him out in the first round.
Seen that. was crazy.
We were actually the first fight too of the whole thing. Like we were the first fight.
Okay.
First fight. So I was the first one into the house.
Hell yeah.
And so I got the rest of the day. I got to just sit back and watch fights, which was cool.
That's dope.
Yeah. I like pressure's off now. You're in. Now you can just relax. But yeah, I thought that was funny. Like nobody knew who I was.
Yeah.
And now fast forward, from our season, I think myself and maybe, I don't know if Court is still fighting, but we're like the last 2 guys left from our season
That's still
that
fighting
are
right
still fighting or at least fighting in the UFC. Yeah.
now. Man. And that's a huge accomplishment. Just even being on a show and to last as long as you did, like to now, like how was that whole experience and like how did you even come into that? Because I know you're from Hawaii. Was that the first time you came to the States or no?
So when I was in 7th grade,
Yeah.
my mom had won like a bonus trip from her job. Like they had hit some quotas or whatever.
Okay.
So we came to Vegas actually when I was in 7th grade. And that was the first and only time prior to that I had left Hawaii. No. 7th grade. And then when I was in like right fresh out of high school, I actually lived in Oceanside. I moved.
Okay.
I moved to Oceanside. I went to Palomar Junior College.
Okay.
Yeah. But other than that was my only experiences outside of Hawaii. But fighting, as far as fighting goes, I got into fighting by fighting. Like just growing up where I was from, like that was like looked at as like the cool thing to do. You know, like it was cool to like, you know, play football and this and that, but it was actually like what we call like the bangers, like anyway, for like me and my friends when we were young, people who like we thought were cool was the guys that could scrap. Like, oh, that guy can scrap. Like, we looked up to them. It wasn't like the star athletes or the, I don't know, whatever's. It was those guys that we looked up to. So that's kind of always like what we felt like we had to be. Like, we had to be tough. We had to know how to fight. So I used to just get into fights growing up in Hawaii. But it was cool. Like, we would get into fights. Like, some of my closest friends today, we ended up fighting first. Like, that's how we became cool. Like, we fought, and it was a respecting. We shook hands after that, and we started hanging out. You know what I mean? But that's how I started fighting. Like, I don't come from any type of martial arts background. I played team sports growing up, baseball when I was really young, and then football in high school. Ran track a little bit and when I say I ran track, we did, me and the big boys on the football team did the field events.
I was going to say.
But if anybody asks, I ran track.
We were track and field, but I'm out there just throwing the... So, with fighting, you never got into like wrestling? Like
Oh.
Okay.
Bro, so I don't know.
I know there's a lot of polys in, like, obviously like The Rock and even before that.
Yeah. So I, funniest story, and I was telling Justin about this, is that in, what grade were we in? 9th grade? 10th grade? In 9th or 10th grade, it was right after football season had ended. My brother Devin was like, oh yeah, let's go wrestle. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is pre-cell phones, right? Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, what is blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, we got to meet at the gym at whatever it was, 3:30.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. So I go down there. We get to the gym, 3:30. I'm like, where the fuck is this guy? He's not here. It's like, whatever. So we start warming up for wrestling. Bro, hardest fucking thing I've ever done in my life. I was like, bro, I don't want a fucking beer. Like, I only came because Devin wanted to come, right?
Yeah.
So, dude, I did the most pussiest thing ever. Our first water break, I went in the bathroom and out the back door. Never came back.
They didn't see me.
I was like, bro, fuck this. I ain't trying to kill myself for something I don't want to do. And now, looking back at it and, like, looking, like what that could have led to, I'm like, I probably should have stuck with it.
I didn't have to really hit people like that. I hear the training for wrestling is crazy. Like, just even hitting the mats and stuff like that.
Yeah, wrestling is the hardest thing by far. Yeah. There's no place to rest. That's why. There's none. Like jiu-jitsu, you can rest. There's places to rest. Even like boxing and kickboxing, there's places where you can rest. Wrestling, it's a grind the entire time. Your entire, like, they wrestle 2-3 minute matches, and a few of them in a row, and the whole time you're just grinding. So that's the hardest thing you can do, to me anyway.
Is there still like a goal out there for you, like in the UFC world, that you're looking to get, or?
Oh, 100%. Like, the whole reason why I started in it is because the competition of it. Like growing up in Hawaii, and like I said, I started fighting from fighting, and the reason why we used to fight is like we pretty much just wanted to test ourselves against the next tough guy, right? Yeah. And then when I fell into the actual sport of fighting, it's the same thing. You want to test yourself against the next toughest guys out there. Yep. And that's the goal. Keep going until you're the toughest guy, right? To become the champion. So that's always been the goal, and I know that, like, I'm capable of being up there with these guys. I've faced them all. Oh, no. Sonya, Whitaker, Romero, Weidman now. I fought the who's who. So yeah, that's always the goal. That's always been the goal. And to me, that's always gonna be the goal.
I definitely gonna get into it a little bit more, especially now that I met you, and then there's a lot of fights coming up too. Yep. UFC's like year round. They always got events going. Cause I seen that Max Holloway is gonna be fighting soon
Max
too.
Is fighting
Zombie,
this weekend. Yep.
Or whatever.
In Singapore. Yep.
Damn,
on Saturday.
Crazy.
Saturday.
So what's your next fight? Do you know, or?
So now it's just it'll be like a little bit decompressed. Just rest, heal up, recover a little bit, and then once that's all said and done, I'll sit down with my team, my manager, and then we kind of talk about where we go from there, and then win the next fight. But overall, I'm healthy, so I'm probably looking to get back in there sooner than later. Maybe I know that there's a card coming up in December here. I always try to stay here if I can. You know, like it's the new hometown, so I like fighting here. It's my backyard.
It's like the UFC home base out here too, like
100%.
Vegas.
Yep.
Always.
Yep. And I love the cards here. The energy here, especially because it is the 9th island. Like you know, like it really is like my hometown. That like I'm fighting in my hometown. You know, like I might be from Hawaii, but this is like my new home. So
no, for sure.
Vegas. I always say this. Vegas is the closest we'll ever get to a UFC Hawaii.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Facts.
Especially with all the Hawaiians out here.
Yeah.
No, but that's good. I mean, we're gonna be cheering you on. Hopefully, if you're gonna be fighting in December. But now that we got all that out the way, we talk Raiders football now. Because if you guys don't know, man, he's a part of the nation as well as us. You know, we talk our shit all the time, man. And we got a big season though. But before we get into any of that, like, how did you end up becoming a Raider fan though?
And how long ago?
I would say kind of born into it, I guess. You know, like a lot of my family, my mom, diehard Raiders fan.
That's
you
crazy.
know,
Out in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So being from Hawaii, you basically get to pick a team, right? Because we have no sports teams, professional sports teams in Hawaii. So as you're growing up, for whatever reason, like, and dude, I hear the funniest things of how people. I always ask, like, oh, why them? And then a lot of times for a lot of people, it's like, oh, because that was like the most dominant team or a certain player. Yeah. Oh, I loved Emmitt Smith. Like I used to love watching him, so I became a Cowboys fan. Or like the opposite, like I'm like in my family, my uncle Bully is my mom's brother. Yeah, he's a Chiefs fan because the rest of them are all Raiders fans. So he wanted to go against. The he's like, oh, you guys all cheering for the Raiders. I'm gonna be a Chiefs fan. You know what I mean? So that's like. It's all these reasons,
but he didn't even know the Chiefs like that before.
Nah, so like, he just started. I think for him, really was just to go against the grain, to just like, oh, everybody's cheering for the Raiders, I'm gonna cheer for the Chiefs. You know, like he's just being a little asshole type of deal when he's
the only one that gets to celebrate.
Like,
like we over here like fuck.
Paid off for him now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for me, I was always a Raiders fan. And then when I moved out here to Vegas, closer to Oakland, you know, so I started being able to go to the games, because when I was living in Hawaii, like, I ain't gonna go to fucking Oakland to watch a football game. Like, like I'm like, you gotta be rich for that. But you gotta
be rich for Vegas.
Yeah. So I moved to Vegas, and then we started going to the games. At least one a year, we'll go out to Oko, and then. Yeah, the stars align, you know, like the only places I've lived has been Hawaii, San Diego for a little while, which I ain't gonna fucking cheer for the Chargers. And Vegas. And then so again, going from like Hawaii to Vegas, both cities without professional sports teams. Yeah. And lo and behold, here come the Raiders. I was like, bro,
it's perfect.
This shit was meant to be.
Because we were supposed to go to LA. Remember we were trying to go to LA. And I was living in SoCal, so I wanted them there. Yep. And then I was like, damn, they brought up San Antonio. I was like, I'm still gonna root for them, but San Antonio don't seem right. But then when they brought up Vegas, I was like, oh shit, that might work. And now they're here. Obviously, you're here. This guy's been here for a while. Yep. It's one of the reasons why I moved over here. But I mean, you got to see Vegas grow from, you know, the beginning till now. It's got a lot of things going on.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, it's booming. It was funny though, because when I first came out here, it was right after. So I came out here in 2009. So remember in 2008, the crash and all of that recession. So when I came out here, shit was like real stagnant as far as like developing. Like there were still like little things here and there, but it wasn't like on the scale it has been in like these last 5 years. Yep. Yeah. Like these last 5 years or so, like maybe even longer.
Blew up everywhere.
Yeah, they got a lot of things going on, a lot of projects.
New communities, new shopping centers, new hotel, new. Oh, boom, we got T-Mobile, we got Allegiant, and now they're announcing this, the Sphere. And
they got the Sphere
now. $1 billion NBA thing coming up. And
then we got the baseball coming. Like, everything's going to be over here, man. I think
NBA sooner or later.
And I think, like we talked about earlier, I think it all started from, like, you know, having the Golden Knights out here. That was like a big professional team. I know the Aces were here, but they were, WNBA. But
that sounded.
Hey, bro, you guys ever been to an Aces game though?
I want to go. I
go. I went to my very first one a couple months back. So my daughter performed with the Raiderettes.
Bro, I was gonna ask you that.
At the Aces game. And then one of my friends, Kelsey Plum, she plays for the Aces, and she always invites me. But
so you know Kelsey like that?
Yeah. Oh. But she always invites me and or was inviting me and like, oh, bring the girls out, bring the family, they would love it, and that. I just like I'm not like a huge basketball fan in general.
Yeah.
So I just never really took her up on it. But I told her, I was like, one of these days I promise I'm gonna go because I would love my daughter to see like women performing at the highest level.
Yeah.
So anyway, we ended up signing my daughter up for that Raiderette thing with the Aces. So we got tickets to the game. And dude, that show was actually exciting.
No. That's what I hear. Like it's different watching it on TV, but then when you're there, especially out here in Vegas, and the Aces are like the top.
Yes,
like, they're the top of the top in the whole WNBA. So
and they play well. Like I was actually very surprised. I was like, oh, and then the way the atmosphere and stuff, they make it fun. Like that shit is fun.
Yeah. One of our Usos actually just went to the game. It sat not too far from Mark Davis over there. But he was saying, bro, it was actually fun over there. I said, I hear that a lot. I was like,
I said the same.
I definitely got because I just have my daughter though too, and I was like, I definitely want to take her to a game just to experience it. Mm-hmm. And then even with the Raiderette camp, I seen you had your daughter perform too.
Yeah, so she performed at the Niner game. So funny enough, like me, I could care less about preseason. So I was like, I would have probably just sold all my tickets if it wasn't for my daughter performing, especially a week out from my fight. I would probably just rather be relaxing at home. Yeah. I did a real hard workout in the morning. And then the game, not the morning, but the day before. So I would rather just chill and relax.
Yeah.
But she was performing there. That's awesome. And so we went. And I'm glad I did though, because we got to see Aiden in action. And again, never heard of the dude. Even when they drafted him, I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And
so I think that was everybody.
No, that was.
I think that was everybody.
Yeah. So far, so good.
Oh man,
like, I'm not like those fucking Cowboy fans that next year is my year. We got we got the fucking next Troy Aikman or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'm hoping for the best with him, but honestly, I was impressed.
I mean, I'm excited, especially with. I was excited when we got Jimmy too. Like, I mean, it wasn't like the flashiest name, but then I know the biggest question was, his health and whatnot. And then even with his health, like, who are you gonna bring in to back him up? And we didn't really go out and get anybody. I was like, we got to get somebody, or even in the draft. And then we were waiting, and then I seen that they got Aiden. I was like, okay, whatever. Who? Like, who? Like,
who the fuck is that?
I'm always optimistic. So whoever we picked up, I'm like, okay, we'll see how he does. But then I didn't expect them to look like the Niner week, the way he looked, and even against the Rams, I was like, and especially against the Rams. Do you watch the Rams game?
I didn't get to see it because
you were fighting.
That floater to Sims.
But I seen the highlights. I seen the highlights
because like they actually played Brian Hoyer in that game.
Yeah.
So you see the difference between Brian Hoyer and then like Aiden when he went out there. Aiden missed some passes though, but man, that dude just
11.
I forgot what it was, but he missed some. Like he missed
something like
he missed a big touchdown the first throw he had, but other than that, like.
But did you see that floater to Sims?
Oh yeah.
That when they challenged it, that throw, the confidence he had in that throw, the trust he had in the receiver Sims, that reminded me of some like Aaron Rodgers, Eli Manning, Tom Brady confidence right there.
Yeah,
I mean, hopefully, man. I hope he could be out there. I know it's kind of crazy to see a different number 4 out there.
That was weird for me.
Yeah, it's weird. Like when we first see, because
pick a different number. Like,
but I heard it was like he didn't really have any. He had number 9 at first.
Yeah.
But then our first rounder wanted number 9, so he took number 9 from him.
Did he play in the Rams game, Tyree?
No, Tyree.
No,
he should play this week against the Cowboys.
Bro, he is what I want to see. Like, I'm so curious. Like. I just want to see like how it translates. Dude.
That's a big boy, bro.
Bro, he's
huge. Baby Shaq right there.
So for the Niner game, I was down on the field.
Yeah.
And I was looking at him and I was like, damn. He didn't even have his pads on too. He's just standing there with no pads. I was like, bro, he's fucking huge.
Bro, if he could be at least solid, man, on that defensive line.
Oh, and then the
Max.
Sole had the Polomal with the pick six.
Oh, the Oos. Yeah.
Shout out to
Bro, that's
right
the
there.
Oos right there, man. Isaiah. That's our cousin.
Yeah.
Him and then Marcus was our cousin. And then they let go of our other cousin, Kyle Pecco.
Yeah.
Like right before the game, the Niner game, Kyle Pecco?
Yeah.
They let him go right before the game. I was like, fuck. But yeah, Isaiah.
They like re-signed him. I feel like they did that to him last year too.
They do that all the time, but he's with the Titans right now.
Oh, okay.
They picked him up, so I was like, all right. But yeah, it was good to see Isaiah take one to the house. You know what, Tyree is like you, man. I'm excited to see him, especially across from Max Crosby.
Yes.
And I think he's in a perfect situation because he got Chandler Jones and Max Crosby to learn from. You know, those are two guys, and he doesn't have to go in there and start right away. But I think the only thing that's been really holding us back outside of like some of Derek Carr's play was the defense, The
defense, 100%.
Yeah, so I think the defense been looking good so far.
Yeah, the defense looks solid, man. I'm excited. I hope they continue this into the regular season.
Bro, let me ask you guys this. What is your guys' thoughts on McDaniels?
Okay, you go first.
I mean, I've said this on plenty of times. I feel like you can't judge a coach overnight. You know what I mean? I feel.
What about over a season?
The last season was horrible. You know what I mean? But
horrible.
it's all the players getting to know his system. Like I said last time, we got to see this year. There's got to be some improvement. You got the players you wanted. You did the draft you wanted to do. We got to see what he does this year, and then I'll have a better answer for that one.
Bro, so for me, I was not excited at all. I was pissed when they hired him. I was like, no.
He's like, no.
No. But anyway, I'm like that guy. Like, I felt kind of the same way about Jimmy. Like, and not because of his quarterback play, just because, like, can he stay healthy?
Yeah.
And
That's the
then
next question.
when he's not healthy, then who's gonna be who's gonna be playing, right? Yeah. So with McDaniels, that's where I felt. I was like, fuck no, I was mad. And I was like, you know what, whatever. Wish for the best, and then
everybody changed their mind after we signed Devontae.
The fucking season went the way the season went.
Oh yeah.
But I was like, for me, I looked at it last year. Is that like how many fucking games did we blow? I was like, bro, like to me, that's leadership, which is the coach. Like that's what I feel. Like what do you think? Like even if let's say the guy's taking their foot off the gas, you know what I mean? Like that boils down to the fucking coach. Like bro, get your guys in check. You know what I mean? Like why? How are we fucking smashing guys? KC come out and smash them first half. And then every fucking game, second half, just come and just get our ass whooped.
Oh, man.
I'm like, so that was another thing. I was like, bro, like, what is it? Like something that he is or isn't doing. The respect of the players is not there. Something. Yeah. It's something. But to me, it fell on him. So again, for this season, hoping for the best, but not expecting a lot with him.
That's
like
like
me with McDaniels, he wasn't the first guy I wanted to hire too. I wanted Jim Harbaugh at first.
Same.
Yeah. So, but then when it was like
with that too.
when we talk about McDaniels, I was like, okay, well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Like me, I'm a guy that gives people chances though. Like so, when we hired him, I was like, okay, I want to see how this goes, And I know a lot of people were mad, like, oh no, what he did with the Broncos, but then everybody forgot about any of his past because we signed Devontae Adams, so everybody was happy and we were all expecting Super Bowl. But obviously the season didn't go as planned, and I know a lot of people could point fingers at whether it was Josh McDaniels, Derek Carr. At the end of the day, the team just didn't get the job done.
Yep.
And then for me, I can't really judge him until at least 3 years. But this season, I think is going to be different because he went out and got his guy. He went out and got Jimmy G. He went out and got all these other Patriot players that I know he wanted to get.
Yeah, we're like,
so yeah. So I was like,
Patriots over here.
I just hope they could bring Josh Jacobs back. But like, I mean, he's building his own team. So I said this year, if we look worse than last year, then okay, then now we got to start talking about, hey, we got to let. But if we look better, I mean, so far I think a lot of people has bought into what Josh has been doing. So we'll see. Preseason, I know it's just preseason at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But we always get excited about the wins. Bro, like, I gotta get excited about the wins.
Oh hell yeah! My cousin just texted me this morning this picture of Raiders fans, and then it was a meme, and somebody wrote, we're going. It said we're going to the Super Bowl, and then she wrote to me, Raiders fans after the win against the Niners. I wrote back to her. I said, a win's a win, but it looks like the Niners fans still crying about losing.
Bro, we was all on it, man. All they've been saying like it's just preseason. It's just preseason. But with the Niners, like. it's no whole bars. You know, we're always gonna take a win over them. And I know a lot of them. I was even interviewing some fans. I said, so when we win today, is it just gonna be preseason? Like, oh nah, man, we got a better team, yada yada. I was like, okay. Then after the game, like, oh, you guys happy about that win? I was like, I said, oh, but if you guys won, you guys would have been all over. You seen how red it was in there? I'm sure that
it was just preseason. You spent $800 to fly here,
Yeah.
$400 on a hotel, $200 on your ticket, but it's just preseason.
It's just preseason.
It was just funny because seeing all that red, like we were saying, like it was hella quiet in there. Like
Yeah, it was.
all game was quiet. They were only happy for that one touchdown, which it shouldn't have been a touchdown.
Yep.
But man, all those fans walking out, they were all sad and they were like, "Oh, it's just preseason." And then
Thank you. Come again.
I know he was doing a lot of skits out. I mean, videos out there. And then one of my other guys, he was out there in San Jose. He did like a candlelight visual for like the Niner fans. It was like, oh, it's okay, you know. And then man, it blew up. I guess, and everybody in San Francisco were mad. It was on the news and stuff like that. But then we seen that the Niner fans were fighting at this last game that they had
With each other? Or
with each other, and it was like,
good.
oh, look at them. It's just preseason. They're fighting over a game right now. But yeah, I mean, so far, like I said, I'll take the wins right now. We got 100%. One more game, and then we got the season coming up. But how do you feel about this season? I know last year was kind of tough. You went to all the games last year?
Mm-hmm. Except the Niner game, we kind of talked about.
Yeah.
The unfortunate Niner gate.
I mean, tell the people. I know we talked about it behind. So you were actually planning to go to the game.
So I got 2 sets of tickets. Ones that I always sell, and ones that I always sit in. And I go to all the games because like I said, I'm a diehard fan. I didn't like a lot of people. I feel like, which was kind of upsetting, bought these tickets and the PSLs as an investment. Which is why you see so many away colors when we go to games. I knew that would happen. For me, I didn't buy it as an investment. I bought it because I wanted to actually go to the games, you know, because I'm an actual fan. So anyway, we're getting ready to go. We're tailgating. We're getting ready to go into the Niner game. And a friend of mine was getting ready to walk in, and she's like, "Oh shit! I just looked. My tickets. I forgot to take my tickets down, and they sold."
Oh shit!
Because she had marked them up, and to her, she's like, "Well, if I can make X amount of money on the tickets, cool."
Yeah.
And my other friend was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to sell my tickets too." Like, so he puts them up. Maybe like 20 minutes go by. He's like, "Oh shit, they sold." So this is got to be around like 1:00 now.
Yeah.
Game kickoff is at 1:30. No, maybe a little bit earlier. Maybe because we got to walk in still. So maybe like 12:30, I would say. Yeah. I was like, all right, I'm gonna just list mine. I'm put it for $1,000. I was like, nah, I gotta do more than 1,000, you know. So I put it for 1,500, and I was like, okay, we're literally at the corner of Lot J, closest to the gates. So I was like, from the walk from here to there, that's a 5-minute walk or so. I posted them. I was like, okay, it's up from the walk from here to there. If it sells, cool. I made some money. I made $3,000, whatever it is. Yeah. I'm cool with it. Literally on the walk to the fucking gate, standing in line, the fucking tickets sold. And instantly I'm pissed. I'm like, oh, I didn't think it was going to sell. Yeah. You know, like I was like, fuck. I was like, oh, all right. So now I start scrambling. Like, I made money. I don't care about the money. I want to go to the game. So I'm scrambling, looking for tickets. Everything is like fucking crazy, which that kind of irritated me too. I was like, dude, I could have sold my tickets for like probably $2,500 or more.
Yeah.
But whatever.
That's probably why they took it, because it's like, oh, that's a deal. $1,500?
They're like, $1,500 each? Cool. But anyway, long story short, spent the whole first half outside of the gates trying to look for tickets to get in. Never ended up happening. So last year, that was the only game that I didn't actually sit in the seats. I was there.
Yeah,
I was there.
But I didn't get to sit in the seats.
That was a good game, too. The vibes
that was.
were
that was.
Man.
Yeah.
If they would have won that game, I probably would have like shed a tear of
I could have been there.
Both of joy and anger.
Yeah,
like happy for my team, but fucking pissed that I missed it.
What's a good thing? Well, not a good thing, but since they lost, we don't feel too bad about that.
Yeah.
Like I made some money and I didn't have to waste no money getting in.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I mean, we went to a lot of games last year, and man, like we didn't know what was gonna happen. And then that first game against the Cardinals, that was tough to watch.
Oh,
you know, the one where we went to like we could have won that game.
Yeah, we could have.
Like so many times, and then we
should
lost.
have won that game.
Yeah,
so many of them we should have.
And then that just started like a ripple effect across like all the whole season. You know, you brought up the Chiefs game.
Yep.
That was a game we were dominating them, and we thought we were gonna beat them. we did it, and the whole year
the whole year ended up being fucked.
Bro, I think there was only one game. Who was it against? Did we play the Saints last year?
Yeah. We went where we
0-24.
Yeah, that was the only game that we
really
got beat outright. Every other fucking game, we like lost it for ourselves.
Yeah. And that's why I'm optimistic this year, because I was like, okay, if we clean up those things, if we can like keep our foot on the gas pedal and win.
You know what a lot of it looked like too was like to me, like why I was so critical too of McDaniel is like, to me, like the second half, like play calling even. Like we in the first half of the games last year, fucking they had Carr slinging it like gunslinger. Let's go for it. Let's fucking do the damn thing. You know what I mean? Let's get points. Okay, boom. We run up the score. Now we're gonna come out second half and just try to fucking hold on to the lead.
Yeah.
3 and out, run the ball 3 times. Like, no, like, you know what I mean? Like, our defense is not, last year was not at that point to hold on to those leads.
Yeah.
You know? And again, too, that's still putting a lot of pressure on them. Now, had you fucking came out and scored even more, ran up the score, who gives a shit? Run it up if you can. Now the defense can play with some comfort, you know, and they might be able to make things happen. So, yeah, that's another reason why I was very critical of.
So what did you think about Derek Carr then? Like with his play last
So this is what I'll say. Like I've always been a fan of Derek Carr.
Yeah.
You know, like some people love him, some people hate him. I like the guy. Like I've always been a fan of him. I was actually there at that game in Oko. When was that? In 2016 when he broke his femur.
Yeah.
And bro,
Worst
even
day
though
ever.
it was against the Colts, even though we were winning that game, dude, the feeling in that stadium, like
you hear
bro,
pin drop,
just deflated. Just deflated. Like everybody knew. That's why everybody knew that there went the season.
Because that season, Derek Carr, like it was different from now. You know, like that Derek Carr won us the games. Like he went out there, like no matter what, he was the reason why we won.
Yeah.
And to see that happen, I was at home watching it, and I was like, oh fuck no. And my wife was like, what's going on? Like Derek Carr got injured, and she's like, oh, that's what you're. I was like,
and it's crazy because him and Marcus, same injury, same day.
yeah, I seen that. And then, but he even suffered an injury earlier that year against the Panthers. Remember, he broke his thumb or finger.
Yeah.
And went right back out there and still won the game.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like this isn't going to be a big issue, but then man,
Yeah.
they say he was out. I was like, our season's basically.
But like this past year, I will say like, so it's easy, like you guys know, because you guys watch all the games, you guys see everything.
Yeah.
Like, but like for other people that don't, like everybody just was like shedding on Carr, this and that, whatever. And like in the past seasons, for instance, what's his name? Colton Miller's rookie season.
Yeah.
Bro, he
he was
was terrible.
No. The offense.
He like, I was like, why did we draft this guy? And bro, his sophomore year, he came out and he's like the fucking best tackle ever.
Now he's our best
Bro,
tackle.
I love that guy. I was
yeah.
like, bro, he's a beast.
And I was expecting that from Alex Leatherwood. You remember when we drafted him? And he was horrible the first season.
But like even that season, like Derek Carr, when he's just getting pummeled, I was like, because people would be like, oh yeah, you guys suck, Carr sucks, this and that. I was like, bro, if you actually watch him fucking game and see like what Carr is trying to do with the nothing that he has, you would actually have more respect for him. But this past year, even as a Derek Carr supporter, I will say like he did look like off. Yeah. Like he's usually like accurate, very accurate.
Yeah.
At least like he's not a very mobile quarterback, you know. But his accuracy is there. And this year like he threw a lot of balls that were just off, like behind guys, and ended up being picks. Like even his like connection with Adams a lot of times was off, like throwing them behind guys or too low. Or too far in front, you know, with Renfro. So I was like it sucked, but I understood it. I was like, I understand it. Like, you know, like you can only hold on and hope for so long till you gotta move on. Like I do understand like the NFL and football is a business too, and that's how they're looking at it, you know. But I still follow Derek, and I'm still a fan of him, and I still wish that guy the best with the Saints.
Yeah, I'm the same way too. Like I know we joke around a lot about Derek Carr and stuff like that. And for me, like I've been a Derek Carr supporter for the longest. I think it was up until the 2020 season, 2021 season, where I kind of like, you know, kind of came to the conclusion like, I don't think we'll ever win with him. He's not going to get it done. I think before that, like obviously he didn't have this or that, whether it was a defense or offensive line or weapons. But then the 2021 season, I was like, okay, I'm kind of like done with this guy already. But then when we went out and got McDaniels and we got Devontae Adams, I was like, okay, wait, we might have something. He got his guy now. We got an elite wide receiver. Then last year, the way it looked, I said, of course, McDaniels, obviously he has his faults too to last year. But like for me, I feel like the quarterback still should have, he still should be the guy to go out there and win games because our defense wasn't good last year. And like you said, there were so many games we could have won in the last drive.
Yep.
But
didn't.
we were just not getting it done. So I was like, when they decided to sit him, I was like, I guess it's time. I understand.
Yeah.
But now, that's why I said like when they sat down Derek Carr and we knew he wasn't going to be here anymore.
Coming back,
it was like, okay, who's the next guy? Like, because you can't let go of Derek Carr and then just go get somebody that's not going to be good. Because a lot of fans going to be mad.
Yep.
And I kind of joked about it like in the last game because I was interviewing fans. Who would you rather have, Tom Brady or Jimmy G? Because those are the two names that everybody was talking about.
Yep.
And I wanted Tom Brady. I was like, okay, if we could get him even at his old age.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
I like Tom Brady.
And then everybody didn't want Jimmy G. They're like, nah.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk shit about Jimmy G because he was
I was against it too. I would have took Tom Brady all day over Jimmy G.
And I think Tom Brady would have been over here, but then he retired. And I was like, fuck. I think we could go get Jimmy G now. And then
you guys passed up on me last time? Fuck y'all. I'm retiring.
Yeah, so we got Jimmy G now. And like right now, I'm like, it's not the flashiest name. Nobody wants to hear, Jimmy G. But I feel like the players that a lot of Raider fans don't want is going to be the ones that pan out. Maybe,
But so that's the thing about him is that he actually is a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. It's just a big asterisk.
Yeah.
Is he gonna play? Can he stay healthy? That's been his thing his whole life. But again, like
he's a winner though too.
Yeah, but football is a business. You know what I mean? Like you cannot be. It's like what is that fucking big old fucking tackle we had from? I think he was with the Patriots.
Trent Brown.
Yeah. He's good, but
he was never on the field.
He was injured half the time. Like you're not worth the money. You know what I mean?
Best ability is availability, and if you can't be on the field, so that like you said, that's why with Jimmy G, like he's got to be on the field, and I feel like he'll be good.
Yeah.
I think Derek Carr has better like skill sets than Jimmy G, but I think with Jimmy G, he does all the small things right. Like he's able to drive down the field, win games. He might not be a flashy quarterback, but I think he could get the job done.
Yeah.
But now, like you said, we've seen Aiden O'Connell out there play. I'm kind of like, okay, kind of excited to see how he's going to look if he was pushed out there to play for us.
Yeah.
If anything was happening.
I got a quick question for both you guys. If you had the opportunity, right, or if you had the final say-so right now, who would you start? Jimmy G or AOC? Right now.
Right now?
Yeah, I guess you can.
I would say Jimmy G.
Yeah. That's Jimmy G.
Jimmy G is more proven.
Experience,
He's been there. Like, again, it's like...
I see a lot of comments because I do a lot of videos, and I've been talking about AOC a lot lately.
Yep.
And everybody, a lot of people in the comments, you go read it, they want AOC.
Yeah.
I understand because
in them right now.
Because the recency bias right now with how he's been looking, but we barely even got to see Jimmy G out there, so you can't really say.
Bro, it's kind of the same way like Brock Purdy, and I ain't a fucking Niner fan by any means, but he did super great for them, but I still not bought into that.
Yeah.
I still don't think that like we have to see it first.
Yep.
We have to. Everybody wants to believe that they got the next Mahomes. But until we see the next Mahomes, you know what I mean? He ain't the next Mahomes, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. Like I'm the type of guy like you gotta. It's like fighting.
Yeah.
If you just you can have these two young, talented fighters. Let's say fighter A, fighter B, and talent-wise they're exact. Let's say they were the exact same person, clones, whatever. If we could do that, and say guy A, you brought him up the right way. You gave him the right level of competition. He fought this guy when he was supposed to. He fought the 0-0 guy when he was 0-0, and then he fought the 0-1 guy or the 1-0 guy, and he was brought up the right way to get that experience, that confidence, I guess you could say, and just build his skill that way. Whereas if you take this guy B, and he wins 4 fights, and then you just throw him to like, okay, he's in the UFC now, and we're gonna start feeding him to the best of the best. Like they could be the same guy, but guy A, because he was groomed the right way, is gonna get way further and faster overall. I would say. So that's just kind of how I look at it. Like
that's a good way.
I hope that Aiden can be great. Like hopefully, maybe this is the future of the franchise Raider. But as of right now, he's just a rookie. This is only preseason. I'm starting Jimmy G all day.
Yeah. And it's only right. And he's still going to continue to learn behind Jimmy G and Brian Hoyer.
Yeah.
So give him some time. And that's why I say he's been looking good right now, but Jimmy G was brought in to be the starter. So unless Aiden won the job like Russell Wilson did a couple of years ago with the Seahawks, But yeah. So I know you've been a Raider fan for a long time. Who are your top 5 Raiders?
My
of all
top
time?
5
For you,
Raiders.
yeah, your top 5 Raiders.
For me, I would probably have to say number 1, just because, like, he's a kind of my time.
Yeah.
Is Woodson.
Hey,
Yeah.
oh damn, we should
Shout out to the GOAT.
Yeah, we should have brought some whiskey for you. Have you ever tried his whiskey?
I have not,
Oh damn, I gotta get.
or his wine, the Intercept.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's like
Both pretty
he's-
good.
He's
Real
a sponsor.
good.
He's a
Yeah.
sponsor of the channel though, like Woodson.
Yeah.
So we definitely gotta get the whiskey for you.
Yeah,
though.
and then I would say like Bo Jackson, like
Oh, that's my guy right there.
being a kid, Marcus Allen, just looking up to these all time greats, and then another guy. He only had a short tenure, but I really did love him when he was here, and I was really bummed when he left. Is Khalil Mack.
Oh man,
I was bummed. Like
that day.
I was sad.
Oh man,
I was very sad.
I was tripping out when they traded him.
Bro, but my friend, he told me this. He's a Baltimore Ravens fan. And he's like, and it made me feel way better. He's like, bro, you guys fucking sucked with Khalil Mack. So, I was like,
so what's the difference?
Yeah,
I
you're
was
true.
like, so it made me feel better about it. I was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So I started
we didn't need him.
using that line. And then I would say, like I didn't, like, it's not like I got to watch a whole lot of game tape of this guy, but just seeing like his highlights and the way he played, Tatum.
Yeah.
Oh Jack.
Yep.
Yeah,
Tatum.
there's a lot of great Raiders
Yep.
out there, and you named them pretty well. I like getting back to the Khalil Mack thing, like that was, I think for me that was a little more shocking than the whole Derek Carr like trade or release, because that was at the height of Khalil.
Exactly.
Like right now we already knew that it was kind of coming to an end with Derek
Yep.
Carr, but like we didn't think at all like Khalil Mack was gonna get
Yep.
traded, and I was like, what the hell? And then that was the same year that Amari Cooper got traded too.
Yep.
So everybody was like, what's John Gruden doing over here with this team? But yeah, man, and then to see the players that we got from Khalil Mack's trade didn't really pan out. Damon Arnett, and then I forgot who the other guy was that we got, Jonathan Abram, I think. I was just like, damn, man.
Bro, we
suck
passed-
at drafting.
we
passed
suck
up
at
on
drafting.
Is that same draft? What was it? The 2018 draft?
Which one?
Where we started getting our picks?
19. It was 19.
2019.
Because that was the Cleveland Farrell, Josh Jacobs, Abram. But then we got Max Crosby, which kind of like.
Well, the year before,
He was a
passed up-
diamond in the rough.
Yeah,
bro.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like we got lucky with that one though.
We did. I'm glad they.
And now, I think Max. Well, hopefully the defense is better, but he's kind of been going through what Khalil Mack has been doing, like being the best defensive player, and we don't really have any help out there.
Yeah,
You know?
bro. That's the thing too. Is like through that stretch, they were finding these like later round guys, or even like how they found fucking Waller. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
just Gruden looking at him like, well, who's that guy? And then going out and picking him up. Like, I'm like, bro, why can't you guys do that with the fucking first pick?
Oh yeah.
The first 3 picks.
Yeah.
Like,
you get
just-
3 chances and
Like, stop trying. Like, you guys are trying so hard. Just stop trying. Just fucking
pick the guy that.
see the fucking best guy out there that's performing in college and pick that one.
Shoot, man. Like especially with Cleveland Farrell's year,
Yeah.
nobody thought that we would draft him. I mean, we could have got Devin White. Shoot,
Bro,
and all of
Josh
our
Allen. guys.
Josh Allen, freaking.
Wasn't what's his face? Was Burns that same year too? From the Panthers?
Oh, is that? Oh, Brian
Yeah,
Burns. Yeah, Brian
he
Burns.
was.
Yeah.
Bro, so many good guys.
So many good guys, and it's like out of all people, and then I was still optimistic. I was like, okay, maybe Cleveland Farrell's gonna be good, and then
Same, bro. I
Yeah, I
never
was-
heard of fucking Cleveland Farrell.
I was
I
like,
had to instantly when we drafted him. I went on YouTube.
Yeah, I was
Cleveland
like,
Farrell
man.
highlights.
the only
wasn't
guy
too
that
impressed.
worked. Yeah, I mean, they did pretty good later on in the draft. I mean, Josh Jacobs probably the only guy that
Yeah.
panned out. But they had Max Crosby, Hunter Renfro came out that year.
Yep.
Foster Moreau came out that year. So there was some cool players, but I mean, we
Yeah,
missed
see, like the later round guys did good. Like they were
Yeah.
like fucking bro. Max Crosby,
Crosby. Nate Hobbs was a late
definitely
round.
diamond in the rough. You know what I mean? Like
I feel like this draft was good though.
It looks good so far.
Who was the first was the tight end, right? Mayers.
No, the first was
Tyree
Tyree
Wilson.
Wilson.
Oh yeah, Tyree,
And then Michael Mayer.
Yeah.
They
Tyree.
look good so far from what I see. But
Who did you guys want them to draft?
in the first round?
Yeah, I thought we were
Jalen
gonna
Carter.
I wanted Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter.
But then I understand why they didn't get him because of the whole like
Bro,
accident thing like that went on.
so not even that though. Imagine taking somebody like that already has that issue and fucking plugging them in Vegas.
Oh,
I feel like that was smart. Like
no, it was smart. But because we also heard that he got into another incident
2 weeks later.
because the Raiders were he was on the Raiders' radar.
Yep.
But then he got into another incident like a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
And then
Like
it was like,
100
okay,
and
they're
something.
not gonna take a chance on him, especially here with
Especially here.
what happened to
Especially
Henry
here.
Ruggs. It's like, nah, hell no. You could be great, but then it's no use if you're gonna go out there and do something stupid.
Yeah, you gotta be aware of your surroundings. Like
Yeah.
you cannot fucking take a kid that is like that feels the way he feels or operates the way he operates and plug him into
Vegas,
Yeah.
like out of all places.
So that I get. I thought we were gonna go, and I was hoping we were gonna go like a corner. Like I feel like
Kevin Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Witherspoon or the other one,
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. I like Gonzalez too.
I thought we were gonna go corner, but again, like when they took the pick, I was like, I'm not mad at that.
No, that's why I was like, we've had a lot of shitty picks.
I thought they were gonna completely fuck it. Like I thought for
yeah.
sure, I was like, McDonald's gonna fuck this up, 100%.
Yeah,
Kicker, first round.
No, we're gonna take some fucking old lineman or something. Like,
But Tyree was considered a top 10 pick, so I was like, okay, we still got somebody in the realm. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't somebody that was.
oh
a
yeah,
second-round pick,
I
you
wasn't.
know?
I wasn't. It wasn't the one that I was hoping for. The pick
Yeah.
I was hoping for or expected. But again, like a bunch of my friends texted me. They're like, "Oh, what you think about that?" And I was like, "I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
I'm mad at it."
I was surprised at the Michael Mayer pick. I mean, I know we needed a tight end,
That caught us off
but
guard.
to get him in the second round, I was like, dang, there was a lot of good defensive players there. But then, Michael Mayer, what I think was the best tight end.
But that's what they were saying too, right? Like I seen a bunch of reports after or Ziegler.
He's a
saying
big boy too.
like, oh, he is.
Yeah.
But they were saying like, oh, that was their guy. That's who they wanted.
That's
And
their Gronkowski. That's who they wanted him to be.
But
So-
yeah, that's exactly. So I'm like, with those guys, like I see it because they did the Hernandez and Gronk, right? And they brought that to the NFL, McDaniels and fucking Belichick probably.
Yeah, Village.
You remember like once that happened, everybody was trying to do that.
You get the two tight ends, that
Like, they
duo.
had two dominant tight ends until old boy went and killed somebody, then that faded away.
Yep.
It's like, okay, never mind, one tight end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, with all the Raider talk, with all the optimism that we have and stuff like that, one last thing, what's your record prediction this year? What are you expecting out of this team this year? I guess.
Oh, I hate predictions.
Because we said 12 last year, and it was like, damn.
I always I've come to know, as I'm sure you guys have, like I don't ever get my hopes up, even when it's looking fucking great. And if last season, if you learn anything from last season, like, bro, like even at halftime, I'm like still holding my breath.
Yep.
I'm like, fuck, we're up 30, but it's not over.
It's 30-0, but
I'm nervous. So all I can say is that
yeah,
I'm just hoping for the best. I am
Just a
praying
playoff?
and hoping for
at
the
least
best.
playoffs.
I hope so. I
If
hope
we make
so.
it to the playoffs, I got a lot of faith in McDaniels after this season. Because as of right now, I'm worried.
Yeah, I am too. I don't believe in him one bit. I'm just a very fucking hopeful Raider, and
It's hard being a Raider fan.
it is.
Yeah, it's hard being a Raider. It's sad because I'm making my daughter a Raider fan. I'm like,
Same.
I'm sorry that you have to go through this. But
hopefully the tables turn.
yeah. Hopefully by the time she grows up, they're better than what I seen them.
Yeah, hopefully for your next 30 years, you'd be fucking like the Patriots.
I know. I didn't.
lovely.
When I was a fan, I didn't even know they were in the Super Bowl. Like I didn't watch them when they were in the Super Bowl that year. So the only winning seasons I seen was the 2016 one, and then the 2021 season when we went to the playoffs.
I was lucky. I got to see those years.
I watched
I
that.
remember watching that Super Bowl. I
Yeah,
was on the
me
living
too.
room floor, everybody around.
Bro, I was in 7th or 8th grade. I remember we were at my auntie Steph's house. We were watching a Super Bowl, Raiders Bucks, and it was funny though because I always liked Chucky. Like I was a big fan of him, and then and he went over to the Bucks when I was a little kid. I actually like I thought the Buccaneers looked cool too. You know, like they're like Raiders.
Yeah.
Right. So I actually like them. And then it wasn't like if we took that loss now, I would nobody fucking talk to me. But like when I was a little kid, I was just like, oh,
Okay.
well, at least Chucky won. Like the other cool pirate team.
The other
you
cool
know,
pirate.
like I wasn't as fucking crazy as I am now.
Oh,
Like
now
I
it's
don't get
different.
as like I wish I wish I could go back to that. Like, bro, when we fucking lose, my day is like ruined. I'm like,
Yeah.
I try
Oh,
so hard not
bro.
to like be so upset.
I ignored my phone. I put it on silent.
Bro, and you would
Don't
think
talk
like
to me.
of all the years and shit we've been through, you would think that we would be better at it. No, I'm not.
Hell
I'm like
nah.
still sucks.
It's because we still have hope all the
Hope.
time. That's why the whole hits us. Yeah, but now it's like, man, my Sundays, the mood just depends on what the Raiders do.
Bro, the only thing that makes me feel a little bit better is if the fucking Chiefs lose.
Yeah,
My hate
Yeah.
for the Chiefs is almost up there with my love for the Raiders. And in a perfect day, we win and they lose. Bro,
oh man,
what you guys
Like, what happened?
I tell
like,
my
look.
daughter, you want to go to the store, get one toy? Sure. Pick anything you like.
anything
We won today.
Today's
Chiefs
a great
lost.
day, especially when we beat the Chiefs that one time in Kansas City. I felt like, oh man, we're the best team ever, bro. And then even last year, I thought that they were gonna be bad because we all made moves
Oh
like
yeah,
us.
they're
Chargers
going
made
down.
moves.
They're going downhill.
Man, and then when they
Bro.
won the Super Bowl, I was like,
Everybody,
fucking team,
everybody thought, along with like, nah, I wouldn't count them out, but like everybody thought, like a bunch of people I spoke to, not even just Raiders fans, they thought like Kansas City was gonna be the bottom of the barrel in our division,
shit.
and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, after last year, man, I can never doubt them.
Yeah.
I hate the Chiefs. I hate Patrick Mahomes, but I got respect for Patrick Mahomes because
Dude,
That-
Patrick Mahomes, that's the shitty thing. Like he's such a good guy, it's hard to hate him.
yeah,
The only thing I hate about him, he just plays for the wrong team. But he's like
Yeah.
such a nice guy, stand-up guy,
Yeah.
good at what he does. Like you, mother.
you can only make fun of his brother. That's it. Like,
bro.
his
Well,
brother.
I mean,
He
man,
probably
I
wants to
can't
kill
stand
his
that
own
motherfucker.
brother.
Yeah, I was like, man, stop. Like, he probably, stressed.
He's probably like thinks to himself all the time, like, I should have just let you drink the gas when we were.
He's like, hey, just look out into the ocean real quick. I'm just joking. No, but hey, man, I appreciate you coming on the show,
Yeah,
man.
thank you guys for having me.
Especially having another Raider fan here to talk Raiders football. But let the people know where they can find you and anything else you got going on.
Yep. Just you can find me on Instagram at Brad Tavares 808. I'm on Twitter and TikTok and all that other stuff, but Instagram is pretty much my primary. That's what I use. That's where you can see. My girl loves to get I don't know if you watched any of my like reaction videos, like when we're at the games. She's always
I seen
filming
them. I seen those. Yeah.
Bro, yeah, one of them went like viral. It got like freaking like 500,000 views. I had to like turn off the comments because I guess it ended up on like the explore page, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and people were just.
And people just started talking shit like. And
I
me-
try not to read comments no more.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
try to stay away from
can't
the
stand that
comments.
shit.
I just turned the shit off. I was like, bro, like months had gone by and I just get
Yeah, you still get those?
every day. Like every time we would lose a game, they'd be like, yeah, how about that now? Like you still cheering? Like, bro, that was fucking months ago. Like, you know what I mean? Like weeks ago. What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, I can't stand that shit.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys again for having me. It's been fucking fun to chit chat. Like I feel like the only time I get to like talk like Raider football like this is like when we tailgating right before the game.
Yeah, hey, yeah. for
Because
sure.
all my friends, none of my like close friends, like my closest friends, 3 of them are fucking Cowboy fans. So they can all fucking chit chat with each other. And then the other one is a Baltimore Ravens fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in that
Cowboys
group.
suck.
Yeah.
Well, we're always here, dog. Like we talk football all the time. We actually got like a lot of events going on out here with the Oos Nation. Like
Yep.
we got, I don't know if you heard of Big Mountain
No, what is that?
Reggae.
reggae band. They
Ooh,
Oh,
baby, I
yeah,
love you.
yep.
man.
yeah, just like that.
Yeah. Horrible singing.
Yeah, we got them performing for the first week. But we got a lot of stuff. I don't know if you tailgate too. We always at J Lot
Yep,
too. So if you ever stop
Yeah,
by,
this
man, we
year
got
we're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
have the
we're right
station.
we're right in the corner by like
I seen
all
the
the Hawaiian
for the Niner
flags.
game.
Yeah.
You were there for the Niner game. I think I seen you.
Yeah,
bro.
I was there. I
I
there.
definitely got to see. We're J Lot too, so I definitely got to stop by.
Right where Uncle Jack
the one,
is.
yeah, Uncle Jack.
Oh, you're in that corner.
Yeah, right in that corner.
Do you know? a guy named Randon.
Randy.
Randon.
Oh, Randon.
Oh, never mind. Cause
There was the brother that was walking around with the EP11.
Oh,
He
okay.
was with you guys, right?
Oh, Chaz probably with
Yeah, I
the
think
long
it was
hair.
Chaz.
Yeah.
Ended up in a little
Oh
bun.
yeah, but I know
Yep.
Uncle Jack got that
Yep.
spot on lock though in
Yep.
the corner.
That's the corner. Yep.
Oh,
So
shoot, then I
that's
definitely
where
got to
we
tap in
always
with
are.
you.
Yep.
And real quick, I forgot to bring this up though, but I think I seen you at Lovers in Front. Did you go to
I
Lovers in
did.
Front?
Yep.
But I was standing right next, but I was like, it looked like him, but I don't know if it was there.
I went. We went the last 2 years.
Oh
But,
shoot.
yeah, but this year was they fucked it up. They
This is my first year. I went this year. Was
yeah.
first
So
time.
we went the
It was
first
cooler
year.
though. They had
Oh,
more like
much cooler. They made it more lax, but the setup. So what they did, like you know, the main stage, the Lovers and Friends stage.
yeah, right next to
So
each other.
what they did, so last year, or yeah, not this past year, but the year before,
The first year that
what they did was the VIP was the whole front, and then GA was way back. What they did this year,
they put him on the sides, huh?
yes,
I seen
and
that.
GA could go all the way up to the front. So now, if you're in VIP,
You got that
to
small.
get from the Lovers to Friends stage, you have to fucking go all the way around. It was ridiculous. It was like, why did you spend the money on the
Yeah.
VIP? Like you would have been better off with the GA. So we were fucking pissed. I was irritated
Oh damn.
because we just do like the VIP. Honestly, like is fucking so much. Like they really do make it like more practical for you. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
especially like Vegas events. Like you actually like I've been to events where it's like okay, GA VIP is pretty much the same thing, but like in Vegas, like VIP is VIP. Like
Yeah.
you get
They put you in the front.
better bathrooms, shorter lines for like food and drinks and yada yada. And last year was the shit. You could literally bounce back and forth between the two stages with ease. And I was like, bro, the VIP is the way to go. This is the
Yeah. I wonder
greatest
why they changed it this
investment.
year.
Yeah, but I'm sure they got a lot of complaints.
Oh yeah, they'll probably change it back.
Yeah,
next year
they'll
if
probably
they-
change it back. I'm gonna fucking like before we fucking grab our tickets, or we'll
You know,
probably
look at the
grab them. Yeah, we'll probably grab them and write to them and ask them about it, and then if not, just fucking sell them.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, because the first one to me, like I love the lineup of the first one.
Yeah.
And this past year's one was good too. They had some people that weren't there the year before that I wanted to see, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
bro,
I
that's
mean,
my time. Like fucking
That's all the hits.
early
That's when music
2000s
was
hip
good.
hop. Yep,
Oh yeah. That
100%.
I was just there to see Chingy, and my wife wanted to see Chris Brown. I said, "Yo, chill down with that."
Yeah, my girl too. She was like, "Oh yeah, Chris Brown, all her friends." Chris
Bro,
Brown.
she was like, "Chris Brown's going on. We gotta go." And,
Bro,
bro, she was moved. That was the first time I see my wife in action. She was like, "Come on."
When-
She was like going through
when
the.
Chris Brown went on, like, don't get me wrong, I don't have nothing wrong with
Yeah.
Chris Brown, but I'm not like a super huge fucking fan.
Yeah.
So when he went on, I was like, I'm gonna go fucking sit down. Like, this is my chance to rest my legs. So I went and I sat down. And then when he finished, they fucking all like came more back towards like where I was, and I was like, "Hey, what? Like, what's up, guys? Now where are we going?" But to
Yeah.
me, 50 fucking was the best performance.
Oh, 50
this
did
past
kill
year.
it.
He
Yeah.
killed it. Played
50.
all his bangers. I was like,
Manny, man.
that was my shit.
Oh yeah. I know a lot of people. I don't know if you stayed for Mariah. I left before that, but I heard she took forever to get on
Oh,
that stage.
she fucked it up for Missy because
Oh,
she
Missy
came-
was after her?
Yeah, Missy was like the headliner. So she came out, Mariah came out like almost an hour late, and then she only did like fucking 3
Yeah, she didn't even do a lot, bro. Because we were walking around. We were walking to Sahara. We were already outside.
Yeah.
But then we were like, dang, she's still not on stage yet? Like, that's
Oh.
crazy. I was like, because my wife wanted to stay,
Yeah.
but my feet was killing
Yeah.
me, man, just standing that whole time. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was a crazy event. But hey, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I think I seen you there. Though.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. I'll definitely catch you next year if you go.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we got the O's, Mr. Fitz.
Mr. Fitz, y'all know what it is. Mr. Fitz, 714 on all social media platforms. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Fuck the Cowboys. We play them this
Yeah, we
week.
got the Cowboys this week. Hopefully get another win and go undefeated again
Yes.
this year in preseason.
Yes.
But yeah, you can find me at Simone Raider on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, the whole ordeal. But again, thanks to the Oos Brad for coming on. Until next time, we're out of here.
Peace.
Yes, sir.